between these two videos, it's gotten like 50-something thousand views. So there are a lot of humans, presumably in Texas, because it's all about Texas laws, who are being fed an incredible amount of misinformation because this is not true.
We are the Armed Attorneys. Today we're talking about AI Slop trying to interpret the law. We're calling it AI Slop Awareness Month because this stuff is becoming more widely available. It's easy to access, and it's dead wrong and causing panic among, we've had several inquiries about this stuff. So that's what we're going to be talking about. But before we begin, show your support for the Second Amendment by hitting that like button. And I, for one, don't really welcome our new overlords.
Don't you? You love AI. You and Leslie. And just personally, no, absolutely not. I will not engage with it. And I am frequently a late adopter of things that do change our lives and are very important. But I'm standing firm on this one. All AI should be burned to the ground.
I had to say thank you.
Richard says, welcome. Welcome, AI soldier.
Yeah, so, Emily is right to be skeptical.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Yeah, we might have a house situation.
We're damn close.
Well, all right. So this came to our attention from a member of Gun Owners of America. Shout out to Gun Owners of America, fantastic organization. If you have questions and you're a member, you can always just query. They'll get them over to us or somebody in the organization. Get your questions answered. But somebody called in all panicked about a new universal background check system going into effect in Texas. Let's check that out.
Number 7, gun ownership rules. Texas is known for its strong support of the Second Amendment, but even here, 2026 is bringing noticeable changes to how guns are bought and sold. A new state law will introduce mandatory background checks for all private firearm sales.
So this creator, this homelessness crisis, with all of 4,000 subscribers, probably a human being sitting in China who does not... Maybe Nigeria, like little to no grasp of English even, who is using AI to scrape the internet and just put out, first of all, don't watch things, do not support this kind of content. Don't do it. Once you see that this is AI slop, just click away and, just forget about it. Never ever pull up that channel again, because this is not worth supporting. There are actually real people putting real effort into things for you. Also, you never know when it's a foreign nation conducting PSYOP against us.
Sure.
Anyway, so yes, but this is distressing because there's the clip we've played you. That's in one video. There's another video. Between these two videos, it's gotten like 50-something thousand views. So there are a lot of humans, presumably in Texas, because it's all about Texas laws, who are being fed an incredible amount of misinformation because this is not true.
Yeah.
This is not true. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, so in this first clip, we're talking about what sounds like a universal background check scheme, that when they say, hey, private sales have to go through an FFL or there has to be some kind of check, that's the term they're using. That's the gun grabbers term. But, really it's an elimination of private sales. It's all kinds of things. But the law has gone unchanged. So this is 100% verifiably false.
And at the end of this clip, it even says, no longer can you exchange a gun for cash and a handshake. Yes, you can. I recommend you do it that way, actually. Yes, you can. Nothing has changed in the state of Texas. And I would think it was an intentional attempt to sow confusion about the law in Texas if I just didn't distrust AI and this sort of nonsense so much. And if you are, I was telling Edwin was born in 1967. Edwin age and older, I think it becomes difficult. Like my parents have a hard time discerning sometimes what is AI and what is not. If you are at all concerned or confused, start showing people, start asking questions, because you need to figure out how to decide what's AI slop and what is not.
Yeah, so private sales, just to show you a little bit, in Texas, you check out Texas Penal Code 4606. The things you're looking for, not talking about state law, not talking about engaging the business, but here, not transferring firearms to people who are going to commit crimes, to people under the age of 18 unless they have their parents' permission, If they're intoxicated, if they're felons, and less than, they're still on paper, 5 years hasn't elapsed, and people who are under protective orders. Apart from that, there's no universal background check requirement.
No, go with God. Go.
Yeah.
I mean, like Leslie and I were talking about, I think this was just a private conversation we were having. The last time Leslie and we actually bought guns together from the same person in a parking lot for cash.
Yeah.
And no papers. That's fine. That's still fine. Go with God. Do what you got to do.
In Texas.
In Texas.
All right. Now, clip number 2, because this and that clip goes on and on. That first video, we're not going to give it any more attention than it needs. But I mean, it talks about how Texas is becoming crazy restrictive. And then this creator posts something kind of saying the exact opposite with regard to expansion of gun rights. But let's listen to this just for a moment.
Number 2, permitless carry expansion. If you thought Texas was already one of the most gun-friendly states in America, 2025 is about to take things even further. A new law expands permitless carry rights, allowing eligible adults to carry handguns in even more public spaces, including certain areas on public college campuses.
Okay, I want to start off first off. This clip, it starts off in India. What's
yes,
displayed?
That it does, and it ends with a gay pride parade, which has nothing to do with anything that is happening in any of this. But no, yes. So, nothing has changed with regard to permitless carry in 2025. Now, this doesn't entirely misstate the law, though. I'll give it that. But nothing has expanded. Nothing has changed. I mean...
Well, it doesn't really say anything. It doesn't actually say what the location is. It says,
some
zones.
Areas of college campuses, sort of.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah.
It doesn't really say anything, so it's hard to misstate things. But I think it leaves people with the impression that non-license holders can carry into
more places.
In more places, which just there hasn't been any changes to that.
There are no changes. So just to be extremely clear, we have campus carry, which was instituted here in Texas in 2015. That was before we had any type of permitless carry. Campus carry, license holders could carry concealed only. They could do so on the grounds of the college campus, and they could do so into buildings that were not marked with 30-06 signs, your no gun signs, right? Great. When we enacted constitutional carry, we got a little bit of a wrench thrown in for those people who don't have licenses. So what was that?
So we didn't, we didn't take the universities, now we call them institutions of higher education. We didn't take those off the list of prohibited places, but we built off of the framework that was already there, and it had the kind of byproduct of saying, hey, guess what? Not talking about buildings still off limits on institutions of higher education.
If you don't have a license, you're not carrying into a building.
Right. But it did make it kind of clear, you don't necessarily need a license or permit to carry around the buildings in a school, including but not including school-sponsored activities and not counting transportation vehicles. So, and
oddly, openly or concealed if you don't have a license.
Whereas where license holders can't open carry, and let's just say you have a breezeway, or you have I don't know, just a park, at a university, they would have to carry concealed. Theoretically, a non-license holder could carry openly in that area. Bizarre.
Just one of those things that happened in the star chamber that was the reconciliation process when we got this thing through the Texas legislature. So.
Yeah. So general prohibition for, just to make it super, super clear, buildings for non-license holders off limits. Transportation vehicles off limits. Grounds owned and under the control of the university where an activity is taking place sponsored by the university, off limits. But otherwise, it did open up, but that was 2021. And then the original campus carry is from a decade. Yeah, a decade ago. So it just shows this slop doesn't make any sense.
Yes. So this reminds me very much of 2020 when the Facebook post about how it's a class 4 felony to carry while wearing a mask, which might have been a thing in the state of Illinois.
It's kind of the reason we started this channel.
It is the exact reason we started this channel. That got spread widely throughout the state of Texas. Everyone was calling in concerned because they see this post that's like, hey guys, watch out. You can't carry while you're wearing a mask, which was not at all true in the state of Texas. It was something that got scraped from a different state, may or may not have been totally true there, and shared widely. This is going to happen more and more and more. And like I said, I know this homelessness awareness channel. I don't even know that there is an English speaking human behind it. If you are, come at me. Talk to me about what you've been doing to people. But I don't even know. And so I think this is something that Like, I would love if you guys see stuff like this pop up, bring it to us directly, because I would love to go through and debunk every single one of these ridiculous claims that gets AI generated and fed to people.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what we're here for. We're trying to make life for gun owners easier. This kind of stuff,
Well,
it
it's so
creates
much
this.
harder.
Well, it creates this. I don't want somebody to not carry, protect themselves, protect their family because they're like, this is kind of a gray area. I don't really know the law on this. I want the exact opposite of that. I want clarity.
Yeah. Edwin thinks that the anti-gun groups are intentionally putting things out that look like law changes so that AI will scrape it and do this sort of thing and create confusion, which interesting theory.
Interesting if true.
Interesting if true. But wouldn't that be like, if you're wanting to cause that effect, wouldn't that be a good strategy? Put out like these weird, like, oh, proposed legislation, or what if this changed in the year 2026, and then hope that AI is scraping it up and feeding it to people. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's playing the long game more than they generally would, but I don't know.
I don't like giving them ideas, but we hope you enjoyed this discussion. If you did, consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and help us fight the anti-2A algorithm by sharing this video.
And again, not only question and comment for us, but if you have seen a video with some questionable gun claims, specifically AI generated, post it, link it. We will debunk it. Until next time, we're the arms attorneys.